Greetings, everyone. Well, we're into our third week, and Chapter 3 covers the Greeks. And by now, I hope you've watched Oedipus the King. It's not the easiest thing to understand, but with the synopsis that I gave you, hopefully you understand it. And also, the forum is due this week, so go ahead and put your ideas down on the forum and discuss it with each other, and I will also be there discussing it with you. And so if you don't understand it now, eventually you will come to a better understanding. And by the way, it is considered the greatest tragedy ever written by a lot of historians. So even though it deals with some very, very serious subject matter, a very famous play. Now, the Greek era was also considered a great golden era of theater. A lot of things happened there. Professional theater went on. In a lot of countries, there wasn't professional theater. The theater was so great, and they also had some time on their hands that they performed a lot of theater. Now, you had Plato, you had Socrates, and one of those philosophers that was very important for theater anyway was Aristotle. He's considered one of the greatest minds that's ever lived. Of course, understanding math. He dealt with the stars. Also, he wrote a book called The Poetics, which enlightened us very much as far as how to put a play together, how to really understand what it takes to make a play work. And so even today we study him. We study him in depth. I've read the book Poetics over and over and over. Now, the Greeks, of course, enjoyed their theater. As a matter of fact, that's one of the only recreations they had. They were working all the time, so they put 4 times out of the year aside to do these theater festivals. And they enjoyed these theater festivals. They enjoyed them so much that they danced and sang and drank and watched these plays. And they did all this in adoration of a certain god. His name was Dionysus. And of course, he was called the Greek god of wine and fertility. So you can understand why they enjoyed themselves. Also did a play called Trojan Women, a play called A Man Named Euripides, also a Greek play. But instead of doing it in the Greek era, using Greek costumes, I did it post-World War III. That was very exciting, very interesting. Added music to it, added dance to it, and then put on the play, and we took it to a competition and actually won a national award for that competition. But the Greek theater, you'll find as you read, was in a very enlightening time, a fantastic era, and I like it greatly. Okay, when theater historians speak of the Greek theater, they are speaking specifically of the theater of just one locale, Athens, and just one century, the 5th century BC. For that span of 100 years, in Athens, a city-state of no more than 150,000 persons, the population was treated to a theatrical life unparalleled in its social importance and aesthetic majesty. Among the contributors of this art form were 4 of the most brilliant playwrights of all time: Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides, and Aristophanes. The theater they helped to create incorporated a magnificent and vigorous blend of myth, legend, philosophy, social commentary, poetry, dance, music, public participation, and visual splendor. The heroes of Greek drama have become archetypes in the modern mind. One great piece of criticism, like I was talking about, is Aristotle's Poetics, which was written in the following century. The archaeological remnants of several theaters, also of somewhat later date, but built on the foundation of the 5th century theaters, and numerous anecdotes and commentaries. Taken together, these treasures constitute a record that lets us envision and comprehend the basic experience of the Greek theater, a theater at once vastly different from our own and yet fantastically contemporary developments. Anyway, have a nice week. Enjoy yourselves, and please let me know if you need any help.